Hey guys, so we got a big box in today. Let's see what we got. Definitely some watches in here. It's really heavy. We got in a fresh 15510 blue we already opened for a client of ours, sold order. So happy for him to get that. Patek travel case. This is for another sold order we have. So this isn't a Patek. I can tell from the bracelet.
It's like a white gold AP.
Holy Moses. Look at this. Wow.
White gold perpetual baguette bezel.
Yeah, this is 1 of 15. Extremely rare piece. Absolutely beautiful. Oh my gosh. White gold, baguette bezel. So you see the red version of this guitar with the baguette bezel. I think it's going close to like 500 grand. This one here at G&G, we're selling it for 350. So it's quite the deal compared to the red one that's going close to 500 on the guitar. But this is black with like blue subdials. It's absolutely stunning, brand new. As you can see, what a watch.
It's like the big brother to that blue sapphire AP that we just got in that chronograph.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. Not as colorful, but like, yeah, just super sleek, awesome watch. So that may be an actual Patek. You know a fresh Patek when it has like a recent date by the smell. The older it is, the more it loses the smell, right?
5726 1A, the blue dial.
Fresh 2024.
Stock?
No, I think sold order for one of Lake's clients. Saw 2024, he wanted 2024, so I safely picked it up. Last but not least, we have an RM here. You know what this is? My favorite watch. Wow. So this is number 2 we have here. So this RM55 Black Bubba Asia Edition, which is limited to 50 pieces. There was like a year where I was trying to find one for a client and couldn't find it. It took forever. And I found 2 of them at a decent price, so picked them up. Absolutely love this watch, really hard to find. Only made 50 pieces. They made a few other Black Bubbas, but this one's definitely the highest demanded one with the white sides, the white NTPT sides. Absolute stunner, too. Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing.
What?
Beautiful timepiece.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Do you remember ever getting those at the boutique? No? These only made 50. So I saw another one at a good price and I got
Not
it.
even one.
Really?
Not even one I remember.
Really?
No.
What about a white one? I'm sure you remember. The white Bubba? At the boutique? Probably.
One only, one piece.
Really?
Sold.
There's a rumor they only made like 1,000 white Bubbas. Is that true, you think?
I think it is true, probably less.
Really?
They don't make too many. It's very hard to get. Super difficult. Congratulations for this watch.
Yeah, we have two of them, so maybe you can help us sell one of them.
I'm sure I'm gonna try to move one.
Yeah.
So when you first get in the watches, you kind of just work your way in with, let's say, like Omegas, your Rolex Datejust, and then you get into a Submariner, and then what's next? Like a Sky Dweller, and then maybe a Daytona, and then Day-Day. But after a while, I think you get kind of sick of Rolex. I mean, in my personal opinion, it is a little bit, it's not generic, but you just see the watch like everywhere. It's one of the few brands where you'll be wearing a watch at dinner, you see someone wearing the same exact watch. So you want to differentiate. I think the next best brand in terms of price point and for something that's a little bit more of like a collector's or something that shows that you're more into watches is Audemars Piguet. Jackie, to begin, I guess let's just say that you're walking into a boutique and you look at a few watches, and as you guys know, they're gonna offer you the Code. A lot of people don't find that as a very desirable piece unless it's this tourbillon, of course. You'll see a couple stainless Royal Oaks and you always ask, how can I get that? They're gonna tell you you have to get something like this, the Code, and then offshore, both of these you're gonna lose, I mean, on like a basic Code, you're gonna lose anywhere from 20 to 15K, and then on the offshore, depending on the one, it's gonna be anywhere from like 5 to 10, maybe even 15 to even get a Royal Oak. Jackie, what is the first AP that you would pick out outside of, let's say, some of these like crazy ones?
I mean, I do understand that you're gonna lose money when you're doing this, you know, when you're going into the chronograph and the Royal Oak, but I think that this watch really serves a great purpose, especially for a woman. You can wear it on both a rubber strap and leather strap, so it gives you a lot of versatility. I think that it has like a utilitarian look, but it still has like a little femininity to it with the diamonds. So this is obviously a great choice. It's not super expensive. It's going to be right in that 50 to 60K range. So I think this is a nice price point and an easy starter watch for someone who's getting into the brand in the ladies' perspective. If you're a guy, obviously, you know, you want to go for just the standard Royal Oak, which is a great wear. It's time only. It's got a good size. So I think either of these two would be great options.
With where prices are at, it pretty much makes no sense whatsoever to even try to start a relationship with AP. I mean, go ahead, there is some purpose to it if you are okay with taking a lot of immediate losses and kind of roll the dice to maybe get some of the bigger pieces. From our experience, it's going to take anywhere from like 2 to 3 pieces to even get a Royal Oak. Like I said, you're taking losses, and then there's also that long time frame. Now with the market kind of at a good spot, it's dropped significantly. We were once selling these green stainless steel 15510s for 70K. I think we sold a few 50s, close to 80. So unfortunate to those that actually bought it that high price, but now they're at a very comfortable price now at around $47,000. Retail out the door with taxes, you're gonna be looking around like mid 30s. What's the point of, you know,
availability is key.
Exactly,
you know, if you have it
exactly.
now, you want it, you can reward yourself. There's no need to play the game and wait.
Like I said before, I started in Rolex and then I moved myself into AP. I started with a 15510. What do you think is the next step up from a 15510?
Naturally, the next thing is going to be a chronograph, right? Because you're going to go into a heavier wear with a little bit more complication without necessarily doing like, you know, a tourbillon or a chronograph that's gem set, which is obviously a different animal, or a perpetual calendar in ceramic. So this would naturally, I think, be the next level up from the basic movement, time only movement, the chronograph.
Yeah, I just think that when you're kind of putting the two watches together,
They're too similar?
Aesthetically, I mean, after staring at watches all day long, for some reason, I mean, I can't even talk because I wear a chronograph, but I might go back to just something like a 15510. I just feel like they're obviously both 41s, but in terms of just like overall like wear and how it feels, I think that the drape on this is a little bit better because I think that the sides kind of stick out on the chronograph and it just like looks a little bit bulky. Mine's also, I have the 26331 ST. It's white and it has the black subdials. But if I were gonna upgrade, I would say my next upgrade would have to be a jumbo. I didn't think a 39 would look very good on my wrist and I thought that I was a little bit too big for it. I'm an average size guy. I've seen clients dig into this a lot more than stuff like chronographs. I feel like our
because it's
chronographs
thinner,
have
the wear.
Yeah, and it's just way more of an idolized piece. I just feel like in terms of AP, you have, like I said, the 15510. This to me is the next step up because it's probably one of the most comfortable watches you'll ever wear. This one has the new Fume dial. You can stare at it pretty much all day and it's just a way more complicated, more detailed dial than just a flat color. It's just a dressy watch, but also I feel like you could wear it with a tank top and swim trunks. So I think it's very versatile as well.
So if you're going to talk about like la creme de la creme as far as complications, do you think that something like a perpetual calendar would trump the tourbillon or vice versa if you're stepping up from there?
I think that the AP perpetual calendar for me takes the cake. Patek has the 5741G and I just feel like when you put it next to the AP perpetual calendar, I feel like they're trying to copy what AP did. I just feel like it's just pretty much unbeatable.
AP perpetual calendar in all of them, in all of the metals or all of the cases, or is it like specifically like if you're comparing steel to steel? Because I think that if you're comparing a ceramic one, like automatically that's gonna take it.
Yeah, that's just a whole nother dog. But now the steels, the 26574 ST, the blue dial, you can get a brand new one for around like 115K. Like they've come down to a really, really comfortable price. That was another piece that we didn't even see that often when we first started because they're so expensive. And they've dropped a lot. The rose gold one has dropped a lot. We sold a few of those for over 200, and now you can pick up a rose gold one for around like 140 to 130 depending on the year. I think that in terms of value of the watch, the complication that you're getting, I think that the perpetual calendar is probably the best watch you could possibly get from AP.
If you were going to do a perpetual calendar, are you going to go for something that's a little bit funkier, that's got diamonds, or do you want to stick with like the sleek black ceramic? I think the black ceramic by itself, just that alone is so
not quite
stunning.
there yet. I've only lived in Miami for 2 years, so I think that maybe in like 2 or 3 years it might be a little bit more my style, but I doubt it. Even just wearing this white gold watch, my wrist is sweating. I'm not big into heavy watches. This one's even heavier and it's thicker. I'll tell you one thing, that is one watch that you will not see anyone else in Miami wearing. I don't know if we've spoken on this watch yet. It's 1 of 15.
It is, yeah.
It's got the baguette bezel. I just think that the color contrast between the navy, the blue, it's almost like a gray.
It is, yeah. It's like a charcoal kind of color.
Yeah, it's just different.
And it gives a lot of depth to the dial, the
Yeah,
contrast
for sure.
in colors. Where this one is a little bit flat, which I get it because of the black ceramic, but this has a lot of depth. I think the tapestry on the dial complements the baguette cut diamonds. So I think it has a lot of, like, it's for the guy who wants a little bling, but not too much. Like, he doesn't want to be like gaudy or ostentatious, but he wants to wear a little bit of diamond. Now, for the guy who wants to show off a little bit more, you have this Japan edition with the sapphire bezel and the two-tone dial, which is really cool.
It's pretty cool that we actually have it in stock now. I think it was like roughly 6 months ago I got a call on this watch. He was giving me the reference number. He was telling me 26240 BC, and as you know, that can mean a lot of watches, and he didn't really clarify that had blue sapphires in the bezel. This is when they like first came out, so there's like a ton of releases that I wasn't too familiar with. We were kind of going back and forth, and he was saying that it was a watch that he could get in New York. At the time, no one had it. I had to break that news to him. I don't know why he was getting quoted from whatever dealer at the time. I know for a fact it wasn't around. Searched deeply into it. We were seeing crazy prices on that watch when they first came out. Now we have it in store. Absolutely mind-boggling just to see those sapphires contrasted with the blue, the light blue. Very poppy dial. I, again, could definitely not wear that watch. I think it's kind of a unisex watch as well. I could definitely see a girl wearing that.
You can wear that watch.
Not
Yes,
for
you
me.
can. Yes,
No.
you can. Yes, you can. You can wear
I
anything.
worked myself into the Van Cleefs, but I think that's like the
Kind of annoyed about that, by the way. I really would prefer men
Yeah.
not to wear the Van Cleef, but fine.
I think that's where I draw the line. Diamonds, Van Cleef's fine.
What are you talking about? That's like a literal flower. This at least is like
Yeah.
very, very chunky, masculine, very utilitarian. It's just like a little bit of sizzle, a little bit of spice without being like too much. It's not like a rainbow Daytona.
I could see Lake maybe wearing that watch. He was rocking that orange Seiko for a while. I wore it a couple times, and I don't know. I
I think if it were any other color, like purple or red, then maybe no. But I think like this with some jeans or something, some denim.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's not like a mother of pearl dial. It's just
exactly.
a nice
You
blue.
could totally rock
Yeah,
it.
I don't
Believe
know.
me, you could.
Yeah.
You could pull it off.
I just feel like this top row of watches that we have here are just like watches that you see just princes in like Dubai wearing. So if you guys have any questions about what AP to start with, what's the best AP in terms of investment, what we see as the most popular AP, feel free to shoot us a DM, reach out to us via email, WhatsApp, whatever you guys
Give
need.
us a call. Hablamos español. Puedes llamar en español
I love,
también.
well, that's my favorite part of the day outside of just doing sales in general, is just talking to clients, talking about watches, trying to fit the right piece to them. Same with Jackie, I know that she enjoys it very much. So we're always here to talk about what's your next piece. So feel free to hit us up.
Yes, let us help you with all of your buying, selling, trading needs. We're here to help you and hold your hand.
All right, guys, thanks for staying tuned to the end. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.